Good morning, Enid. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday, May 23rd. Hope you're doing well. This is our pre-Memorial Day show, if you will. Erin's back. We appreciate her being back with us today, and we're glad that you're with us today. We're coming to you live on Channel 12 and 112 in high definition here on local cable in Enid, Oklahoma. And also, we're live streaming around the globe. So we want to say good morning to all of our friends around the globe that watch Good Morning Enid. We thank you for joining us. So here we are at 7:30. We'll have, I think we both agree, it's a very quick 30 minutes.
Every time,
Every
always.
time. So grab a cup of coffee, whatever it may be, and join us for the next 30 minutes as we talk about Memorial Day and some of the events that are going to take place with a very special guest. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday morning. This is Good Morning Enid. It is time to rise and shine.
Good morning, Enid. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I think this is going to be one of the last times we do the bus stop forecast for a while since the kids are going to be out of school soon.
School's out.
Yeah, congratulations to all those seniors who are going to be graduating. So let's take a look at this bus stop forecast for one of the last times until the summer. It's going to be 65 degrees right now. We're going to get to a high of 78, so it's going to get a lot warmer later on today. Low of 65, so it looks like we've already reached our low today. Thunderstorms are likely again, so definitely watch out. Don't stand under any trees. Avoid all the lightning. But it looks like it's going to be fairly nice other than the thunderstorms.
I saw a picture the other day of a mailbox that had been hit by lightning.
Oh, man.
And it just poof. You thought a car hit it or something like that, but it just poof. So you can imagine what it does.
Yeah.
I remember I was in Tulsa at the time, and I was running along Riverside, and lightning struck a tree, which is about 50 yards in front of me. And it was the brightest flash, and it just split the tree in half.
Right in front of you.
Right in front of me.
Wow, that's terrifying.
I turned around and ran home.
It's a good idea.
It was one of those things. It was just raining. There was no storm or anything. Then all of a sudden, this big flash around me, and then all of a sudden, I heard this humongous thunder, and it's when the lightning hit the tree. Incredible. So, anyway. I don't know how we got on the subject of lightning, but anyway, this is the time of year with storms, and we hope everybody's doing all right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's take a look at the 3-day forecast. We have a big Memorial Day weekend, and at least up to Sunday, looks like it's typical May temperatures with the low 80s and the 60s overnight. And again, this is the month of May, and so you can see where the thunderstorm chances will be there every day, Friday through Sunday. I think we have the record temps. Are you going to do the record temps for it?
Sure, I can do them.
Let's see if you were around.
Looks like I was around for the high, 100 degrees in 1996. That was when my younger brother was born, so I was around for that.
So think of that. In 96 here in Enid, it's 100 degrees.
That is pretty high. And the
early.
low is 38. That is a significant difference down in 1917. What a crazy difference. 100 degrees one day and 38 degrees the next. Couldn't imagine that.
Yeah. Well, we want to continue to remind you, if you have graduation pictures or mailbox pictures that have been destroyed by lightning or something like that, you can send them to gme@enid.org. There you go. You can see the website. Send it to gme@enid.org. We also have a picture that we want to share with you. Hopefully, there we go. This is Harley Hitt, and Harley was our intern during the past school year, a senior at Enid High School, and she was receiving some recognition. I believe this was Tuesday night, I believe, was when this photo was taken. And there's a video of her receiving this award. I'm not sure what it was, but Harley has taken a lot of classes. I think she's going to OBU next fall. We've had the privilege of Harley working at ETN and helped us with Good Morning Enid, and then also in the Public Relations Department. So anyway, we appreciate those photos. And again, if you have graduation photos, feel free to send them, and we'll put them on the show for you. I appreciate that. Well, welcome back. I know you've been doing some things on tape for us, and you're working on your masters. You've been traveling, this and that. You've had a busy month, so can you kind of give us a recap what you've been involved in?
Well, recently I went back to Minnesota and saw my family and planning my wedding because I got engaged earlier in April. Then I went to Colorado to go to a different wedding because all of our friends that graduated with Ethan at the academy are all getting married because it's a nice time of year, fall. Everyone's getting done with pilot training, so everyone's getting married. Gonna head back to Minnesota for Memorial Weekend, and yeah, graduated earlier this year. So, well, I didn't graduate, but finished my classes this year. I'm almost done with my master's.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Do not wait till you're older to do the master's stuff. Do it earlier.
Almost done.
And the wedding date, has it been set?
It has been. We are getting married October 17th, 2020.
Okay.
So we still got a year and a half, but.
Oh, okay. So not this year. So
not yet, but
all right.
Got a year and a half until we're getting married.
Very good. All right, well, that's kind of what's happening on the personal side of things with Erin. We welcome her back here at 7:35. But let's find out what's happening with the Enid side of things.
Thanks, Steve. There is going to be a ton of Memorial Day events, and you'll hear a lot more about them later when Elaine Johns talks on our interview. But to start us off, we have the Heroes, a Memorial Day exhibit, which started May 11th and is running until May 31st. This is at the Oakwood Mall, and the title of the exhibit is the MiG Master exhibit. So they have 3 different big events. It's called the Top Gun, training U.S. pilots to fight the MiG, so you get to learn a little bit more about how they're training U.S. pilots. From Friend to Enemy, how the Cold War ended and an enemy fighter flew for freedom, so you get to learn a little bit more about the Cold War. And also the MiG-21 pilot goes to space. So there's going to be a bunch of displays and information. If you are interested at all in planes, pilots, you just want to learn more about the heroes of our history, this is definitely like a great Memorial Day event. It is going to have so much information, and it's always fun to learn about more planes. After that, we have the Field of Honor, which started May 22nd and is running until June 5th. This is at the David Allen Memorial Ballpark. There's going to be over 350 U.S. flags flying in tribute around the ballpark to all of our heroes. Each sponsored flag tells the story of a person who deserves to not be forgotten. And sponsored flags you can purchase for $50. It's free to visit, but if you want to sponsor someone in particular, you can buy a flag for $50. And it's going to be wonderful if you want to go see a ton of flags and just see everyone support the U.S. It's definitely another great Memorial Day event. And finally, the last one I have is the Red Dirt Run of Honor, which is this Saturday at the Woodring Regional Airport starting at 6:30 a.m. There's going to be both the 5K and a half marathon if you are interested in running either of these. It's to honor military heroes and those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. There's going to be a breakfast, prizes, entertainment, awards, dog tags, and certificates to all that enter. And how you register is you go to itsyourrace.com. It's going to be $30 for the 5K and $75 for the half marathon. So if you want to run, or if you just want to go support someone who is running, this is another really great event. And that's what's happening.
Very impressive. It's just hard to imagine we're talking Memorial Day events.
I know. I can't believe it's already almost June. It's almost summertime. I feel like it was just snowing the other day.
Wasn't it just Valentine's Day the other day? It's just amazing how quick things go. But we live in a great country, and we have an opportunity around Memorial Day to remember everyone that have made such a sacrifice for us to sit here this morning and to do the things that we do in Enid, Oklahoma, and around the country. I know there's a lot of parades that are set up in different communities, Memorial Day type parades around Oklahoma. So we're just excited that we live in a country where we can have that celebration and do these 5K runs and go to the mall and see things like that. Okay, well, you saw a lot of pictures as Erin was talking about some of the what's happening events. A lot of flags in those graphics. Well, speaking of a lot of flags, we have a little video we want to show you before we introduce Elaine Johns. And it's kind of the Flag of Honor video. At least that's what we'll call it. Here at 7:38 on this Thursday morning, May 23rd. Thank you for joining us on Good Morning Enid. Well done, and appreciate that video footage of the Field of Honor, Flags of Honor, I should say. And again, that's located just south of the Stride Bank Center and really to the southwest of the David Allen Ballpark. As you drive by, you can see all those flags. And Aaron, yesterday I was driving in that area and I looked over there and go, oh, that's the Flag of Honor. So,
Yeah.
and the wind was hitting all the flags just right. So it's always nice. And I have my flag out at home. I hope everybody else has their flag out. But I fly mine kind of year round.
Yeah.
So,
It's never a bad time to fly a flag.
anyway, I'm very opinionated, prejudiced. I think we've got a great looking flag.
We do.
It's a real Well, speaking of flag and Memorial Day, Aaron and I just kind of want to introduce to you Elaine Johns. Elaine came by the Enid Television Network studios just a few days ago. And as you know, Elaine has been very involved in the Enid community. She does a lot of work behind the scenes with veterans and programs, especially around Memorial Day and also on Veterans Day. So Elaine stopped by the ETN studio and sat down and visited with me for just a few moments and kind of gave us a step-by-step agenda overview, I guess, of the Memorial Day program that's coming up on Monday. And so here's part of that interview right now. My special guest today is Elaine Johns, and everybody in the Enid community in Northwest Oklahoma is familiar with Elaine and all the work that she does for our veterans. But we're here to talk about the Memorial Day ceremonies that will take place on May 27th of 2019. Elaine is a big part of the Woodring Wall of Honor Board of Directors, and it's good to have you here today. Elaine, thank you for taking a few minutes to visit with us about an annual event. And just right off the bat, we all know Memorial Day and the significance, but why the Memorial Day celebration at Woodring each year? Why go through the effort and all the orchestration it takes to put it together?
Because we made a promise to the families that have attended our services that we would never forget their sacrifices. So those young men and women that have given the ultimate sacrifice for our country, this is the way that our community can assure them that we will never forget that sacrifice.
Yeah. It's exciting for me as sometimes I see on news segments, you'll see more and more Oklahoma communities having parades, having barbecues, having outdoor events, having Memorial Day services, or even just events throughout the year to do what you just said, to always remember the sacrifice of the individuals and their families have made. So, well, let's talk about the event that will be on May 27th here this year, the Memorial Day ceremonies. And I know that you've invited certain legislative dignitaries to participate, and hopefully their schedules will allow for that. But the new mayor of Enid, George Pinkerton, will do the welcome and a presentation, if you will. This is all set at the Woodring Wall of Honor. It seems to be a perfect location. Don't you agree?
I
to
do.
have this annual event? Because you have
do.
the wall and the M.L. Becker Museum and of course, airport. So was it easy to decide on that years ago that this is where we're going to have our annual event?
Well, we're very thankful that our airport manager has always been so supportive of everything that we do and has offered the city's hangar to be able to host those services. In years past, we've had to bear the weather, we've had to bear the mosquitoes and different things outside. Yeah. But Dan has been very, very supportive in allowing us to use the city's hangar and conduct the services there, not only to have traditional Memorial Day services, but to honor those families that have lost their sons and daughters. We have 3 that are coming to our services this year that have lost their sons. And we're very proud that Enid has hosted those for almost 20 years. Yeah. This is our 19th year. It's sad, but then it's also rewarding to know that Enid cares.
Sure, sure. And you know, it means the world to the families, if you will. Well, the new mayor, George Pinkerton, what will be his role? Is he just going to greet folks, welcome folks? What is George going to do at the event?
Well, our past mayor, Bill Shuey, has been wonderful in supporting 19 years of services along with Doug France and other mayors that we've had. And George will continue that role and welcome everybody to the community and share the patriotism that this community has for its military families and armed forces. And he'll share that as a military veteran himself.
I know that you go to great efforts behind the scene on any project. There's so much pre-work that needs to be done for the one-day event. And you have Kelly Russell, pastor at First Baptist, that will be there for the invocation. Why the connection to get like local ministers involved in the Memorial Day event?
Well, we just feel it's important to honor God in all the services that we do. And so each year we've picked a different denomination to come in and share an invocation and a benediction over our free meal that we host following the event. And so it's great that the pastors want to be involved. They're always contacting us, and they share the most beautiful prayers to honor the families, to honor the military members that have passed on before us, and just to honor Enid.
We all know the significance of the presentation of the colors, and one group that seems to be involved so often is the Kiowa Black Leggings Honor Society. Tell us about that group and why are they involved year after year?
Well, the group, we got in contact with them through the University of Oklahoma, where they were making color presentations during the graduation exercises. And we asked them about coming up and blessing our park and being part of our ceremony. At that time, Gus Palmer was the leader of that organization. He was a World War II veteran, was a B-17 in the air crew. And he came up and saw our park and saw the mission behind what we were doing and made a promise that not only did they bless our park with a special ceremony, but they vowed that they would come every year to support our veterans and families.
Well, that's a nice addition to the entire effort. Well, I understand music plays a big role in the Memorial Day event and the ceremonies. And you have a men's group from Emmanuel that will sing the national anthem and a few other songs. Again, another example of how you connect the local community into your event. So tell us about the men's group, Cornerstone.
Well, we have invited many, many groups over the years, many individuals, high school students that have come to share their talents in song in our community. And Cornerstone is an 8-member men's group from Emmanuel Baptist Church that will share several songs prior to the ceremony's beginning, and then we'll also do our national anthem and then a special song when we honor these families.
One of the key features of the Memorial Day ceremony is having a guest speaker, a keynote speaker. And in the past, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you've had some generals to speak. I mean, you've really had some dignitaries participate in the event. This year is no different. You have John Dyer, I think that's how you pronounce his name. I think he was born and raised in Duncan, I'm not sure.
That's
but
correct.
He's an author, he's a historian. He writes a lot about Oklahoma. Tell us about Mr. Dyer and why he's the keynote speaker.
Well, his grandfather served in World War II. And he has a very special story that will connect his family's military experience to the Memorial Day services. Not only is he going to be a keynote speaker, but he is releasing a new book, a World War II book about a young football player from the University of Oklahoma that went on to serve in World War II, and it's called The Mustang. And so he has written a lot of historical novels, and we're excited that he's going to share his family's experience with us.
One of the items or events in the ceremony for Memorial Day is the dedication of the Wall of Honor. Tell us what that's all about.
Well, every year we collect names to add to our living walls, as we call them. And so as we collect the names, each year we engrave the stone with those names of those veterans past and present. And so we like to dedicate the stone in a very dignified way. We cover the stone, we don't reveal the stone until the services, and then it's uncovered by veterans who will actually salute and remove the coverings in a very ceremonial way. And then it prepares everyone for the family presentations that follow that.
Besides serving on the board of the Woodring Wall of Honor and meeting planner and the behind-the-scenes person that you are, you also have a role of the recognition of the Gold Star families. Tell us about that.
Well, it saddens us to say that we have honored almost 200 of our fallen since we opened the park. But this year I'm going to be hosting the actual family presentations or recognition services. We're having a Blue to Gold ceremony conducted by the Blue Star Mothers. And for those people that don't know what a Blue Star or Gold Star Mother is, well, Blue Star Mother is a mother that has an active duty member that's serving in our armed forces. But the Gold Star represents those that have given the ultimate sacrifice. And so we have two families that will be doing the Blue to Gold ceremony at our services this year. It's a special honor that they do to signify that transition.
And we're all familiar with Brenda Bingham and her role with the Blue Star Mothers. So basically she will be following you after your presentation as well.
That is correct.
With the Blue to Gold ceremony.
And then we'll have a legislative commendation that we will present at that time to the families. And then we'll actually do the actual presentation itself, where we escort the families up, and they will come through a very generous line of organizations that have donated things for these families. We have the comfort quilts that the Golden Oaks quilters have made. We have the Afghans that are given to the families that have been done by the prisoners at the Crabtree Correctional Center. We have legislative commendations that we give. We have dog tags that we give. And this year we have a special outdoor flag that was done specifically for these families. And then also the Kiowa Black Leggins bless the flags that we give to the families and present them. And then they're escorted by our members of our service groups that take them out to the stone to actually see their loved ones' names on the wall.
Well done, Elaine. We appreciate her coming by the ETN studio and sharing everything that will take place on Monday for Memorial Day, the ceremonies out at Woodring Regional Airport and at the Wall of Honor. So thank you again, Elaine, for being with us. Okay, let's take a look at the current weather forecast. I guess it's the last day, as you said, for
Yeah, I think today might be the last day of
graduation
school.
is tonight at
Yeah.
Enid High School. So here's the last time for the bus stop forecast.
Yes, it's currently sitting at around 65 degrees, so pretty nice right now. Going to get to a high later on of 78 degrees and a low tonight of 65. Thunderstorms are likely, so definitely watch out for that. But overall, it's not going to be a bad day to graduate.
And if you look at the 3-day forecast, you're going to see that the thunderstorms are likely as well. Everything temperature-wise will be near 80 and 60s for the low, but again, the chances of storms will be each and every day, Friday through Sunday. And Aaron, help us on, we've been talking Memorial Day, but we haven't had the Memorial Day forecast. We want to look at that right now.
Yeah, so if you have any big plans for Memorial Day, the forecast right now is saying it's going to get to a high of 83 and it's mostly cloudy. So it looks like the storms are hopefully going to stop before Memorial Day for all those big plans that you're going to have. But it looks like 83 degrees will be pretty warm.
And at 7:52, we're talking big plans. We'd like Aaron to kind of give us just a recap of some of the what's happening events, because there's so many events that are going on Memorial Day.
Yes, there are so many. Starting off, we have the Heroes, a Memorial Day exhibit. That already started on May 11th, and it runs until May 31st at the Oakwood Mall. It's just a bunch of information about our heroes, the Cold War, the MiG planes. So a lot of great information if you're interested in learning anything about our heroes and our history. After that, we have the Field of Honor, which is going on right now as well and runs until June 5th at the David Allen Memorial Ballpark. There's going to be over 350 flags flying in tribute to all of the wonderful heroes that have fought for our country. So another really great event. There are so many flags. It is really patriotic, amazing sight to see. And finally, we have the Red Dirt Run of Honor, which is this Saturday at 6:30 a.m. at the Woodring Regional Airport for anyone who wants to run a 5K or a half marathon. This is definitely your race, supporting all the military heroes and anyone that you want to run for or support. This is definitely another really great event. And that's what's going to be happening this weekend for Memorial Day.
Very good. In 7 minutes, we're going to show an interview here on the Enid Television Network with Ken Corbin and John Merz. Had the opportunity to sit down with these two distinguished gentlemen and architects. They have contributed significantly to the landscape of what Enid looks like in a lot of their buildings, of hospitals and schools and restoring old buildings, things of this nature. It's a great visit. About 30 minutes worth of architectural news with a great visit with Ken Corbin and John Merz coming up here in about 6 minutes. So if you can stay around for that, that'll be good.
Yes, and now one of my favorite segments of the day, we have Well, Charlotte isn't here today, so it's Christiana, and she has the dog Murphy with her today. So let's take a look at that.
Good morning. Today we have Murphy. She is a 1-year-old English Bulldog Pit mix. She's a surrender here. She's in pen 24. She's already fixed. She's got a microchip and she's ready to be adopted. Come out and see us today.
Once again, it would be good if you have a strong arm, a long leash, and a big backyard for Murphy, the puppy dog. 249-4910 is the number to call, as you see it right there on the screen. And again, we always appreciate the work that the animal control folks do here at the City of Enid, and help us finding homes for pets. And also to you, because for almost 5 years now, you've been involved with Good Morning Enid, and you've come to the rescue of many pets, and we appreciate that. So when you have, Aaron, we have just a couple minutes left. I guess we never did do the menu.
Yeah, we haven't done that. I guess we only have one day, but
we got one day, and here we almost forgot the main thing because we're always thinking of food. And
exactly. How did we skip that?
How did we overlook this?
Looks like we're having an easy jammer sandwich, which I think, what is an easy jammer sandwich? Is that PB&J?
I guess.
So the easy butter or wow butter, that's what it was.
Yes.
But I'm not sure what the easy jammer sandwich is. I'm assuming it sounds.
We are going to have to go back to school to find out
we
what
have
these
to learn
menus
about
are.
the food. And carotinis. There's a lot of interesting words that I've never heard of on this menu of today. Apple slices, whole grain goldfish crackers, honey bun crackers, and milk. So the first two words, I am not sure what those are. I'm assuming they mean little carrots?
You didn't hear it from us, but if you're not going to go to school today, you're not going to miss anything on the menu.
Maybe you are. I don't know. Maybe those are really good and we just don't know about
jammer. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm not sure what that is, but.
Yeah. What I was going to ask you before the menu is when the thought of Memorial Day comes to mind. You're very connected now, of course, to the military with your fiance and all. But as a kid growing up here in the U.S., what are your thoughts on Memorial Day? Do you have a special memory or anything?
Well, my grandpa was in the Navy, so he died before I was born. But we'd always go visit him in this huge. They had like where a lot of military members were buried out in Minnesota. We'd always go visit his grave. So that's kind of what I remember mostly from Memorial Day. Other than that, we just hang around and be outside in the summer and enjoy the weather. But for the most part, we just always try to remember my grandpa who served in the Navy.
Well, this definitely dates me because we called it Decoration Day. Yes, it was a Memorial Day, but it was Decoration Day. And as a kid growing up, I remember going out to this shed building that we would have at our house and get all of the flowers, load them up in the car, and go with my mom. We'd go out to the cemetery in Perry and on Decoration Day and put all the flowers out and things of this nature. And I always appreciated my mom as when I was a small kid. I remember walking across all these areas to put flags out. This is where Grandma was buried and grandfather. Then you would see all the flags of all the military people, individuals who had served and so forth. So it was always a very moving time to see all the flags. So I know it's summertime. You think of the lake, you think of cookouts and things of this nature. There's that part, but hopefully we will hang on to Decoration Day and Memorial Day and have an opportunity to go to a gravesite, or just be mindful that it's important to remember those who have given so much for us to have the freedoms that we have. Well, Erin, welcome back.
Thank
and
you.
Have yourself a safe and a good Memorial Day trip to the North Country, right?
Yep, going back to Minnesota.
And then you'll come back and join us. So,
Yes.
thanks for joining us this morning, and have a great Memorial Day.
Yes. Safe travels, everyone. Make sure you watch out for those thunderstorms and stay away from trees. Have a wonderful morning.